Uh, Good evening, guys. Yes, good evening, everyone. Everyone like the stream. Go ahead and like the stream right now. We'll get it going. A lot of stuff happening. The shooting at Florida State. Really sad situation there. You've got the Carmelo Anthony, Austin Metcalf, the father, going to a public press conference that was for Carmelo Anthony, and they wanted him removed. I mean, this is just insane. Was RFK Jr. criticized for his autism speech? I don't know. I didn't see he got criticized for it. I know that he's typing up something where they're going to find something out in September. The amount of autism now, it's a number of things. There's more being reported. You know, it's a spectrum, and I mean, they say people have autism. You wouldn't even be able to tell. But we'll see what happens in terms of the vaccines and the effect that it has on autism. I don't know. Democrats, did they try and get another MS-13 out of jail today? It's unbelievable the hill they're dying on with that. I can't see how that's popular, but it's all performative. It's all, they're trying to create this narrative that Trump's this horrible dictator and he's this terrible person. Even with these deportations, I mean, I'm not in favor of, deporting the people if they say bad things about Israel, but a lot of it is like these people have green cards. They're saying death to the West. I mean, it's like, Luigi Mangione indicted on federal charges for murder makes him eligible for the death penalty. I mean, they're going to try and hammer him. It was broad daylight. But that's a whole nother thing with the healthcare debate, obviously. They're immediately going to say, well, this is justice for the amount of claims that got denied under the CEO's watch. Will you play clips on the Canadian debate on CP8? Yeah, I'll play some clips on that. I saw Carney asked, like, what was a woman? Or, like, are there two genders? He answered it, but is your volume turned up as much? You know what, dude? It might be a yeah, I might there might have been an issue in terms of me getting the OBS thing to work. Let me see. Is that better? Tell me if that did anything in terms of my volume. It might have. Should I turn it up to 100? I'll see what people say about that. Oh, this is it, I think. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it was lower. I was trying to get it compatible during the Discord call, so I think it's better now. Watch the debate. It's on right now. I'll just see clips of it, man. It's not a big problem. Bessent has cautioned White House officials on attempts to fire Federal Reserve Chair Powell. Much better now. Yeah, I mean, that's why, because sometimes I have it low like that, and that's the problem. But I mean, when it comes to Powell, Trump's been very, very nice to him, and he's doing the TDS bullshit talking points about the economy. Yeah, there's trade-offs. There's going to be short-term loss. Why is there no... He's not giving Trump any chance. It's always the negatives, and it's all the bullshit like, oh, it's inflationary, tariffs. But it's like, dude, where's the nuance? You're supposed to be the head. There's no nuance from this guy. You'll find the same BS talking points from some rando liberal on Twitter. This is what Powell says every time that he talks about it. Talks about the state of the economy. It's all the same bullshit, BS, liberal, third grade talking points. Tariffs are going to cause inflation. Well, dude, why don't you talk about the inflation and what's happened because of the tariffs and the turmoil? It's gone down. Trump cut it in half. Carney's losing the debate. Well, obviously he is. I mean, what is he supposed to argue? That liberal parties run that country into the ground. They got like a 20% approval rating. And Carney's a whore. From what I see, he's a terrible talker, so I wouldn't imagine he's good at debating. Thomas Sowell always talks about trade-offs. That's just how it is. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can always point to something negative. Trump knew the economy was going to go down at this when you announce these tariffs. That's just how it happens. At the beginning of the tariff announcement, you're going to deal with some economic turmoil, and that lowers inflation, believe it or not, as a byproduct. Yeah, if Powell doesn't lower in June, Trump will definitely be within his right to demand his removal. I'm not sure. Trump doesn't necessarily have the authority, but if he demands it, that's a lot of pressure. The president demanding it. Every choice has positive and negative outcome. You just have to accept it. Most people in politics don't understand the simple fact. No, you're absolutely right. When you realize it, the more you get in the weeds of politics. Everything, basically everything, has a positive and negative to it. It's just trying to pick the positive that outweigh. And this is an even bigger thing with Trump, to where he's trying to reshape our trade. So it's going to be very confusing to people. That's why Trump's numbers are down a little bit. You can see. Oh yeah, I'm sure people saw this video. There was like a body, and this girl was like had a Starbucks cup, and I'm not gonna show the video because I'm gonna get hit with the demonetization for this live stream. I don't want to be hit with it, but it's just a really bad video. But then you've got the dad saying it's not a race thing. Trump coming out saying a minerals deal is done. I would presume with Ukraine. Is that what this is? Minerals deal is going to be signed next Thursday, so a week from today. Do you think Democrats will use the shooting for political reasons for midterms to make an excuse to ban guns? It happens way too early for this to be I mean, if this is a reoccurring thing to where these shootings keep happening before the midterms, then yeah, they'll run on it. But this is like, to me, this is a single event type thing. I mean, there's other things, but we saw the fire on Shapiro's house. That was a Palestine supporter, apparently. But I think it's far too early in terms of the midterms to be talking about them formulating these, certain agendas to try and use it as a way to manipulate the public. Did we make a trade deal with Japan today? No. Trump said it was moving in the right direction. I don't think one happened. This is Trump's approval rating -6 right now. I mean, honestly, it doesn't really shock me. This is Atlas. It's just where it is right now because of the economic situation. When the economy's bad, or it's relative. I mean, but obviously the stock market has gone down, so people are discouraged. But most people don't understand economics, honestly, and I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I mean, I probably have entry-level knowledge, but still, when you have numbers like we've seen with truflation and core inflation, and people say Trump's approval rating on inflation is -20, how is that? That cannot be possible. It's impossible for his approval rating to be -20 on inflation. Inflation has gone down both months that we have data. So there's a disconnect, obviously. But it is what it is. I mean, I guess they say, well, it's inflationary with the tariffs, but you can't grade his inflation and say he's doing a bad job with inflation. It's at a lower point than it was. When they cut rates back in September, inflation now, the truflation's at a lower point, and Powell won't touch it, and he's also acting like an asshole to Trump. Could you make your picture larger? What do you mean? You mean my webcam? Yeah, but my webcam is really not that good. If I make it larger, it'll warp it, and then it'll be more grainy. Carmelo Anthony is going to walk with a minimal sentence and life-changing wealth after killing someone. Isn't the American legal system amazing? And you want to know something about that? Imagine he gets an actual life in prison or something. Then we get George Floyd 2.0. Boy, this is just great. This is great race relations we have here in the United States. So that's what we can pick between. It's unbelievable. It's perpetual victims, no matter what. Oh, you killed the white kid, you're still a victim. Okay. And then they have press conferences for him. He moves into a new home. Inflation was 9% under Biden. Yeah, that was core. The true inflation was 11.5%, which is a more accurate measurement because it takes into account the energy sector. But do they have inflation on this? No, they don't even have it. Well, they actually do have it, I think. I'm not going to look through all that. Dude, they keep doing these primaries. This is like the 7th, now maybe not the 7th, like the 4th one I've seen the past 2 days. This is the first one I've seen Buttigieg leading. Yeah, I can't see them picking Buttigieg. He's such a lapdog bitch. It's not going to happen. But I think Harris is going to move down. Like, there's no way Harris, with the name recognition, that's the only reason she's up. Play Trump with the Italian prime minister. I'm not sure really much got accomplished with that. It kind of seemed like maybe there's some, I'm sure there's a lot of talk behind the scenes, but it was a lot of, oh yeah, we'll fortify our relationship with Europe, and it's like a lot of razzle-dazzle, really not much substance. I don't know, maybe there was. You know, there is a lot of things that I miss with these press, like these meetings that they have, just in terms of what Trump says. So maybe I should skim through that and look at that tonight. You watched a video of ICE apprehending someone in the Seattle area. The sanctuary places make it so hard to find people because they're being let out of jail. Oh yeah, in the liberal cities, they get let out for... the jail is like it's just a holding cell. They'll put you in jail for like a half a day and stuff because, you know, they really don't believe in the rule of law in liberal cities. That's why there's so many criminals that roam free, and then it just gets too overcrowded. It's like... that is a perfect example of modern liberalism not working. And a lot of it is minority people. They don't want to jail them because it's liberalism. You can't do it. You're racist. And so it's this perpetual problem that they have constantly. It's all the major cities. Major cities are just, I mean, there's good parts to them. There's no doubt about it. But the good parts are getting limited. Like there's less and less good parts every 10 years. And it's just constant liberal leadership. You're never going to get liberals out of a major city. Just because the amount of people there, the way they vote, the diversity of it. David Hagg, I call him David Hagg, was voted to be vice chair of DNC. He appeared on MSNBC talking about his strategy to take down establishment Dems. Oh, so he wants to move the party more left? Haven't they moved left enough at this? Well, I mean, I guess you could say they're further left candidates like Bernie Sanders got shut out by the establishment. That's fair. But I mean, you would think that with where their party is right now. I think with Democrats, they're saying, well, we have to be more moderate on social issues, but then more liberal on economic issues, basically, is what that's a dumbed down version. So they want like really aggressive taxes still on rich people. But then when it comes to like the transgender stuff, it didn't hit for them, and so a lot of them are saying we got to stop talking about that, but they're still fighting for it. I mean, they don't want to admit defeat on it. It's like less than 1% of the population, they lose elections because of it. They just keep fixating on it. I don't know. What about Stephen A. Smith? Yeah, he's not getting really anything. I saw one poll had him at like 0.5%. It's inappropriate to be near this family because Austin Metcalf's father was there. And even Austin Metcalf's father, I mean, people said it was so soft for what he said initially after the shooting, like the day after. He said, you know, it's not a race thing. I forgive Carmelo Anthony for what he did. And so he shows up to this thing and they say, no, you're not allowed to be here. And then he stayed there, apparently. So that was kind of the hubbub about that. Or scubbabub or whatever it is. Where's Pritzker on the list? I mean, I think he ate 2 candidates, so they must have knocked him off or something for... yeah, I mean, Pritzker's not going to do anything, man. Honestly. See what Trump says right here.
Nobody can compete with us. Nobody.
You said they have a good relationship with President Xi. Why not pick up the phone and call him and make a deal?
Oh, we're going to make a deal. We'll have a deal. I think we have I think we're going to make a very good deal with China.
Do you plan to reach out to him?
I think that you will see we'll make a very good deal with China.
So Trump talking about China, I mean, he's not going to really say anything too much. You know, there was the big story that came out last night from the New York Times about Trump, Hegseth, Tulsi Gabbard was big in this. And they basically said, listen, we see what the Israelis want to do. It requires U.S. help in terms of striking Iran. We're not going to do it. We don't want to be portrayed like that. We don't want aggression in the Middle East that is caused by the United States. And so they basically said, no, it's not happening, which is very good. So it was basically an Israeli strike on Iran with the help of the United States in terms of coordination. I don't know how much else we were going to be involved in it, but Hegseth didn't want it. Vance didn't want it. Vance said that he thinks Trump can do a great thing if we come to a good deal, a good nuclear deal with Iran. I mean, Vance has come out against war in the Middle East. You look at him in the Houthis situation with the signal leak. He said he didn't want to bail out Europe and strike the Houthis. And he comes out against this. So that's a really good sign. We'll see what happens there. The best political candidate is Steve Bannon. He's the only one who would actually become a dictator. I mean, he's like, I mean, clean yourself up or something. I don't know. Do I think the Carmelo case was justified? No. I mean, Metcalf had there's no lethal force. He told him to leave. Carmelo Anthony challenged him and said, touch me and see what happens. And you can't just stab someone like that. It's not like Austin Metcalf had a knife. So no, it's not self-defense when you challenge someone. But listen, I don't know. Obviously, none of us really know the full story, but that's what we saw in the police report. How is Buttigieg on top? It's really irrelevant. I mean, it's so early. I think Buttigieg, there's going to be a run for him, but there's a lot of these Democrats that they're milquetoast, they're bland. You know, there'll be a few other ones. Shapiro, Newsom will probably be towards the top at some point. Typhoon, what's up, man? Ron DeSantis still have a shot? In terms of the 2028 nominee, I would be shocked, honestly, man. I would be very surprised. Trump seeks to boost U.S. fishing industry's seafood exports. Maryland Man. There it is. Maryland Man, right? MS-13 gang member. 2 courts ruled it. Maryland Man. No dome in Buffalo. How brilliant. It's never cold. Yeah, but I kind of like that. I mean, they're putting domes everywhere in the NFL, to be fair. Yeah, I agree. When the other party's unarmed, it's not self-defense, especially if he challenged him like that. How can these reporters sound so dumb when they ask Trump questions? It's like school kids asking questions. Well, I think Trump has vetted them, and then, you know, so they're going to ask him a bunch of softball questions, let's be honest. But I mean, it is very annoying to hear some of the questions. We can't trust Iran. You disagree with Trump? What, in terms of negotiations? But I mean, is Iran our problem? Whether we trust them or not, we're not going to sacrifice this and go to war with Iran for Israel. Trump knows it can't happen.
I'm a big advocate of the Second Amendment.
Yeah, they asked him immediately as a snap reaction to this FSU shooting, were you going to do anything on gun control? Like an immediate.
I have been from the beginning. I protected it. And these things are terrible. But the gun doesn't do the shooting. The people do. It's, a phrase that's used probably too often. I will tell you that it's a shame. I'm just hearing about it now. I just hear about it. I know the area very well. I know the school very well. I know everything about it. It's Florida. And we'll have more to say about it later.
What do you mean when you say there will be more to say about it?
Only in terms of what happened. As far as legislation is concerned, this has been going on for a long time. I have an obligation to protect the Second Amendment. I ran on the Second Amendment, among many other things, and I will always protect the Second Amendment.
So that's Trump's response to that shooting. Ending birthright citizenship. How confident that you court will rule in your favor? I'm so happy. I think
Breaking news, a short time ago, the Supreme Court agreed to hear oral arguments in the case about ending birthright citizenship. How confident are you that the court will rule in your favor and allow that order to end birthright citizenship to go forward?
Well, you're just telling me that for the first time. I am so happy. I think the case has been so misunderstood. That case, birthright citizenship, is about slavery. If you look at the details of it, the signings of it, everything else, that case is all about slavery. And
yeah, it's the 14th Amendment right after the 13th Amendment, 3 years later, and he's 100% right on this.
If you view it from that standpoint, people understand it. But for some reason, lawyers don't talk about it, the news doesn't talk about it. That's not about tourists coming in and touching a piece of sand and all of a sudden they're a citizenship. They're a citizen. That is all about slavery. And even look at the dates on which it was signed. It was right at that era, right after the Civil War. And if you look at it that way, the case is an easy case to win. And I hope the lawyers talk about birthright, citizenship, and slavery, because that's what it was all about. And it was it was meant to be positive. And they use it now instead, not for slavery, they use it for people that come into our country and they walk in and all of a sudden they become citizens and they pay a lot of money to different cartels and others. It's all about slavery, and if you look at it that way, we should win that case.
Yeah, well, no, he's absolutely right. Especially when you look at the context of when that amendment went into place, right after the 13th Amendment, abolishing slavery. And then that was more so to guarantee the rights of the people that were enslaved and their next generation families' rights. It's not about this anchor baby, this you're automatically a citizen. It's been manipulated and it's been abused. The amendment's been abused in the wrong way. And so that's why we said it needs to be reinterpreted by the Supreme Court. So we'll see what happens. Wait, who even is behind him? Oh, they were doing like some American Samoa or something. I don't know what they were doing. American seafood competitiveness. There's going to be fishermen around the Hawaii and Samoa. American Samoa. Looks like that's what they were signing, So they're removing regulations. We're going to get a lot more fishing or something. This is big stuff. This is huge news. The Maryland man. Carney has truly shot himself in the foot numerous times in this debate. He tried arguing against tougher penalties for violent crime, which Pierre crushed him on. Yeah, Carney is a lost cause. But I don't know how much that debate will have an impact on Canadians' minds. Debates tend to be overrated in terms of the impact they have, but Paul Vier was always going to crush him in a debate, let's be honest. How much harder will it be to deal with Iran once they have nukes. Well, how hard is it to deal with North Korea? I mean, bad countries have nukes. I don't know what to tell you. We can't be the police force of the world, especially in the Middle East at this point. But Trump's trying to keep it from happening. They're trying to do a nuclear deal. We'll see. Did you see that Stu Peters made a meme coin called JPRIP? Yeah, I saw that coin. I'm surprised that coin didn't rug. He owns like 85% of the supply.
Thank you very much, everybody. And I've been briefed on the Florida State University, Tallahassee active shooting. I guess it's an active shooter.
That's just Trump talking about it again. I played something like that earlier. You talk about Trump's approval rating after the tariff situation. Well, the tariff situation is still ongoing. It's still ongoing. So it's not a great approval rating right now. But listen, we knew this was going to happen. It's just, he's like 47, 46%. It's not terrible. It's not great. I mean, but this is the worst stage of it. We just have to get past it. It's not a big deal. There's no election happening. There's no crazy elections happening this year. He's right. Oil is about $61, the crude oil futures. He's right. We do have very little inflation.
I just said the major things are going down. Oil is great. Oil is way ahead of schedule. And that's because of our policies.
And that's really where you want oil. They started criticizing like, oh, oil is too low because of how expensive fracking is. U.S. companies can't make money off of it. Well, no, they can still make money, but we want oil anywhere from like $50 to $70 a barrel.
But oil is down into the $60, $65 range now per barrel. And I told you, in certain states we have less than $2 for gasoline. And food is down. Groceries, as we call it, are down. Other than interest rates, everything's down. Interest rates are pretty flat. It's not that they're up, but we should be better than flat. We should, if he would lower the interest rate, I think it would have a good impact on that too. But the costs are down. We have very little inflation. I would say we have essentially no inflation. Hard to have inflation when oil goes down, and oil goes down. When Biden came in, oil went through the roof. That's what caused our problem. That and his very dumb spending. But
it is hard to compare the Biden situation. It's just so different because of the effects of the pandemic. You know, one of the funny enough, one of the things that the Fed didn't do quick enough was raise the interest rates. They kept them at zero for too long, and it contributed to the heavy inflation we had in 2022. But now it's the inverse of it, to where we need them lowered and they're not budging, but they need to be lowered by the June meeting. I mean, if they're not, then Trump really needs to start making, I mean, he already is making noise. You know, Trump he gets a whiff of something and he'll just go bull in a china shop, and that's what happened with Powell. But I don't blame him. Trump's been really nice to Powell, and Powell is just spewing bullshit, third grade liberal talking points about the economic situation, and he never gives Trump any credit, and it's always the future. It's like he's reading CNN or MSNBC and like reading off the Rachel Maddow talking points on the economy and just the bad stuff. But yeah, there's trade-offs. There's going to be bad stuff. I mean, it is what it is. $3 in Ohio, still the same. Yeah, it's like $3.19 to $2.79. It ranges there, my guess, which is lower than we've had since like the outbreak of the Russia-Ukraine war. Is Trump going to Ukraine? I don't really see a reason he would, but they're going to have this deal signed. There's this new deal that was apparently just announced today by Trump that's going to be signed next Thursday. It's the mineral deal. But the problem with maybe refinement will happen in Ukraine. I don't know. The thing is we can get all these rare earths, but we have to be able to refine them. So that's the big issue. So I don't know if we would refine them in Ukraine or if we would ship them somewhere to refine them, but I mean, we do want to have this deal. We want to get our money back. It's going to be a good look for Trump to get it back. How quickly can his approval rating even turn around? When would the turnaround start? You got to give it months. It's gonna take. The economy does not work day by day. It's a long process because people don't even feel the effects of the lower inflation right now, but they will. It's a lag period. And so when they start feeling that, and when we consistently have this lower prices in terms of energy, I mean, the problem is, if you get this recession talk, it's really, there's really nothing wrong with it if you can have a controlled recession, but it's going to be a very negative thing if that happens. I don't know if it will. I tend to think it probably won't happen. It just depends what the numbers are. And we wouldn't even know if we're in a recession until, what would that be, July 25th? Lower prices in time for Easter. William, thank you for that. I appreciate it. The whole point of the Fed being private is to be independent and not to succumb to political. Yeah, but that doesn't work. That doesn't work. No, Powell is treating Trump differently. They lowered the interest rates in September when inflation was worse than it is now. And so, listen, I said Powell's not going to lower them in May. That's fine. But if he doesn't lower them in June and we still have low inflation, that's a problem. Trump irrationally pushing rates too low could be inflationary. Well, that's why we have inflation down, so we deal with fluctuation of inflation potentially going up slightly. We already have inflation down to 1.3%. The core is what they use, 2.4, but the true-flation is more accurate because it includes all the sectors. But the thing is they're obvious. Listen, I said, okay, well, wait. But if it doesn't happen in June and inflation is still down, there's a problem. I mean, people thought it was going to happen at the last meeting, and it obviously didn't. I mean, if you look at the betting, it was not going to happen, but we are taxed to the hilt in the UK. Thank you for the donation, Independent. I appreciate it. Yeah, didn't you guys just lower rates, or the EU did, I think? Did the EU lower rates today? Euros, I'm rich. What, 10 euros? How's the euro holding up against the dollar?
Do you think that Italy can be your best ally in Europe? And also, do you ever notice when you walk into certain ends?
Only if the prime minister remains the prime minister can it be our best. she's doing a great job, and yeah, certainly one of our great allies, not just in Europe, anywhere. She's a fantastic person and doing a great job, and our relationship is great. And we have a lot of Italians in this country, I tell you, and they like Trump, and they voted for Trump.
A lot of people in New Jersey too, which are the Italians in New Jersey.
Siete venuti, avete discusso di Cina e della possibilità che l'Europa ponga dei dazi, diciamo, sulla Cina. Mr. President, are you sure about the definition of parasite of European? Would you say again that European are parasites?
It's never said.
Would you say again that
European.
Have you said that
Yeah.
Europeans are parasites?
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
No, I haven't said. I
He
don't know.
didn't say it.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Actually. Go ahead.
He asked if European nations are parasites. That seems like something that Trump would say, but I don't know, maybe he denied it. Trump flirting? Well, that's who Elon likes. To be fair, the EU is kind of a parasite of the USA. Yeah, he probably said that, honestly. He just denied it because they were there. Are you streaming the Canadian election? Yeah, I'll be streaming that. Trump can't fire Powell. Yeah, he has big influence. Technically, he can't, but if you demand it, you have influence as the president. She was a based nationalist that sympathized with Mussolini. Really?
I don't hold Zelensky responsible, but I'm not exactly real.
Well, he said it. He doesn't hold Zelensky responsible, but he did say Zelensky started the war like 2 days ago. Remember, he's like, if you start a war against a stronger country and then you ask for our missiles, that's what Trump said. Because Zelensky's trying to buy these like Patriot package, like missile package or something. That's how you call it, Patriot missiles.
With the fact that that war started. That was a war that would have never started if I were president. You'd have millions of people living right now that are dead. You'd have cities that would be open and thriving and that have their beautiful turrets. Those turrets are the most beautiful in the world, but they're not with us any longer. They're smashed to smithereens, laying on the ground in a million pieces, getting hit by rockets, bombs, and bullets. And
what is the quality?
So I'm not happy with him, and I'm not happy with anybody involved. I think it's a war. I know it's a war. It didn't happen for 4 years. It was never close to happening. It was never even a thought. And I spoke to President Putin about it a lot. It was the apple of his eye, but there's no way he would have ever gone in if I were president. Now I'm trying to get him to stop because, as you know, Russia's a lot bigger. It's a bigger military force. And if you're smart, you don't go involved and get involved in wars that you can blame the man that was sitting in this seat. Biden, he didn't know what the hell was going on, but I can guarantee you that, and everybody agrees to it, if I were president, that war would have never taken place. I'm not blaming him, but what I am saying is that I wouldn't say he's done the greatest job, okay? I'm not a big fan. I really am.
He's like, what is he saying?
And they said the attack is what?
That you waved off an Israeli plan to attack Iranian nuclear facilities.
I wouldn't say waved off. I'm not in a rush to do it because I think that Iran has a chance to have a great country and to live happily without death. And I'd like to see that. That's my first option. If there's a second option, I think it would be very bad for Iran. And I think Iran is wanting to talk. I hope they're wanting to talk. It's going to be very good for them if they do. And I'd like to see Iran thrive in the future, do fantastically well. I know the Iranian people, they're incredible people. Always have been very smart, very energetic, very successful people. And I don't want to do anything.
The Great Reset. Klaus Schwab donated me. Tariff money super chat, billions and billions. The Great Reset. Thank you for that. That's nice tariff money for me. I charge a tariff when you come onto my channel.
That's going to hurt anybody. I really don't. But Iran can't have a nuclear weapon. It's pretty simple. It's really simple. We're not looking to take their industry. We're not looking to take their land. All we're saying is you can't have a nuclear weapon.
Iran is fooling Trump. There's no fooling, man. We just don't want a war in the Middle East. That's it. Point blank period. We don't want a war in the Middle East. We don't want to escalate it. Another a whale enters. Stop asking ChatGPT your ideas. He will validate. Well, I found that it's actually not true.
Interesting. Drea Humphrey with Rebel News. Your party takes great pride in standing against hate such as white supremacy, Islamophobia, and all.
Sorry, I didn't get your outlet.
Drea Humphrey with Rebel News.
Okay.
Your party.
You know where I'm going to go with this, all right?
Can I speak?
Yeah, you can. I'm just going to say you know where I'm going to go with it, though.
Your party takes pride in standing against hate such as white supremacy, Islamophobia, and online hate speech. Yet you stay silent about ongoing attacks against Christians, even after conservative MP Jamil Javani's order paper question revealed that over 200 churches have been targeted by arson and vandalism since claims of remains being discovered at former residential schools swept the nation in 2021. These claims have been disproven by bands that excavated and remain unproven by those that have not. Will you condemn the rise in acts of hate against Christians today and explain what your party will do moving forward to keep Christians safe from hate in Canada?
Again, thank you, but I'm not going to respond to an organization that promotes misinformation and disinformation like Rebel News. So no, I'm not going to respond to your question.
Please keep the questions and answers short.
He's like, wait, where are you from? Oh, you asked me a tough question. You're disqualified. Oh, man. How can you be a politician with, I mean, the totally normal question, innocent question. Do you think we can stop these dumb shootings with mental institutions and possibly looking at overprescription of SSRIs? Well, yeah, and the other problem with it is now it's like, you don't want to say it's become trendy for young kids, but there's a small amount of kids now with social media and how everything spreads that thinks this is, it's a way out for them, or it's gives them attention when they do these shootings. And so there's a big problem with it. And I don't think there's one correct answer on how it's solved, but there's a number of things that have to be addressed in the common denominator. A lot of it is, a lot of these kids they're on some type of medication. It's a lot more complicated than that. It's unfortunate just with social media and everything, it just spreads a lot easier, like trends and just these kids when they feel like they're outcasts or whatever. I mean, it's just, it really started with Columbine. Canada is a clown show. They defer to authority. Yeah, well, imagine they go liberal again. I mean, they don't have the population really to be on the world stage anyways.
Man, you have a baby here with you. You're a disgusting, sick, vile, fucking weirdo. Oh my
Grandma?
God, it's fucking right. You dumb bitch, you're with this shit. He doesn't want me or you to have equality. Oh my God, go pray for me. Touch me and watch me touch the fucking hands. I will hit and hold away. Sit down. Get out. You're not welcome here. You don't want these people here. You're not welcome. You want me to make you be okay and comfortable in this world? Who the hell are you? Scared of me,
I'm proud of this man. This man here.
This might be a setup. I don't know. It's hard to say if these public outbursts are setups or not. A lot of them have turned out to be setups and just fake. Or I guess not setups, being like just fake scripted. Student nurses for Trump 2028. All right, thank you for that. Remember the shooting in Chardon years? But yeah, I remember that. Chardon High School. I was not in high school. I was younger. I remember that. Looks like a what would you do video. I know it looks fake. Who knows? I mean, it's hard to even tell. We have not received a single dime of the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. We were just notified yesterday that we could begin to withdraw funds. Oh, that's great. Here's your $1 million payday. After your son killed someone. I mean, this is insane. Did you see Elizabeth Warren saying the Fed chief Powell is fired? If Powell is fired, the stock market will crash. That's what she said. Geneva on the Lake. I never been there. Mentor on the Lake. I never been to Mentor either. Haven't even finished the clip because it's like she's just yelling and saying you're a MAGA, you're racist. I can already tell. I mean, the people are predictable. This is hurting the nature of democracy and will ruin the stock market. Also, Elizabeth Warren 8 months ago. Cut the federal funds rate. September of 26. Yeah, remember the inflation then? Why inflation was higher in September of 2016? Why did they want the rate cuts in September? Excuse me, of 2024. Why did they want the rate cuts 2.5 months before the election? Oh, yeah. She petitioned Powell. Wow, what a hypocrite. I can't believe that's even on that she even said that. Put out a letter to Chair Powell. Race war 2026. I mean, it's headed in a bad direction. There would have to be more to stroke it, but it's not headed in a good direction. Remember all the fraud with the BLM founder? Oh, yeah, yeah. Anyone that donated to BLM, it's, what are you doing? And it's, a lot of white people did it. A lot of white people with white guilt. How come Trump can't get a third term? Because of the 22nd Amendment, but also the 12th Amendment. I mean, I guess if you consider, you know, there's a situation to where if something happens, like a war breaks out, then he could stay in office if there were no elections. But obviously, we don't want that to happen. How would getting rid of Powell actually affect the market? It's interesting. It may cause some like really short-term turmoil just because markets don't like that type of stuff. In terms of just unknowingness. But I don't know. I mean, hopefully Powell plays ball here and lowers it. I mean, the problem is there's a clear discontent between Powell and Trump. And so hopefully Powell doesn't play politics and we get the rate cuts in June. But obviously Trump is not happy because of what he's been saying about the economy. I mean, he really is not being bipartisan. He's really just talking about how bad it is, when in reality, I mean, there's so many good indicators. Fear is winning the Canadian debate. I mean, he obviously was going to win. The question is it enough? Oh, here comes the 2028 people. Trump 2028 is real. You just have to support it. Well, I mean, dude, what's the point? It's 3 years before then. It's not even worth discussing right now. People keep asking these questions about 2028. The coming civil war will be between states and communities where CRT has been indoctrinated and those who refuse to teach it. Well, really, it would be more of a big city versus rural conservative type thing, I think. I don't think it's as black and white as state versus state. There's a lot of conservative areas and liberal states. It's complicated. But I don't know, like, what even would a civil war look like in the 2026 or 20? To me, it doesn't. I just can't see it. I mean, if Trump would have been killed, like, especially on camera, the thing is, dude, this is what it is with Trump. If something happens to Trump, there's gonna have to be. I mean, we're gonna, because this is just liberal violence. I mean, the problem now with liberals is so many of them have said, you know, if Trump dies, they'll be happy, they'll celebrate it. Remember Luigi Mangione? I mean, they're happy about that. They think it's justified, and certainly with Trump, it'd be times 100. So when you have something like that, and then if something happened to Trump, then we're talking about a serious problem with liberals, and honestly, a real problem with their party. Like, you're talking about killing the president and then being happy about it. Yeah, you're going to have some issues in terms of being elected at any point in the future if that happens. I'm just saying. These people think, oh, it's going to be so, you know, Trump's going to be gone and all this. Yeah, you better be careful what you wish for. You better hope nothing like that happens, because not going to end well for that party, because they've been stroking it for a while now. And hopefully nothing happens to Trump. Now he's got all the security, and Musk has it as well. But I mean, you'll see these TikToks or just these rabid liberals who just joke about it. When the Federal Reserve was first created, they were supposed to be completely separate from the government, but it seems like Jerome Powell has allowed his own bias to dictate his decisions. Yeah, well, that's what they're arguing. They're like, oh, you know, because you obviously Trump brings the rates down too early. You're talking about inflation. There's problems, so you want him to have some clash. I mean, this is exactly how they would say the system should be working. The president wants the rates down. They're saying no, it's not the time to do it. But the issue is that Powell, the way he's talked, has been really negative in terms of this economic situation, just extremely negative. I mean, there's a lot of positives with everything going down in price, but he won't even talk about that. So it's like, what are we supposed to do now? I mean, this guy is. I want to see what he does in June, and Trump's gonna be really pissed off though, because they're not gonna lower them in May. I'd be shocked unless something crazy happened with the economy, where they had to make an emergency cut. There were talks of them doing an emergency cut when it was Liberation Day and all that unknowingness in the market. Do a meetup. Dude, if we did a meetup, it would be very cringy. IRL. Imagine. Civil war would end in a few days. Truckers and port workers would just have to block food from getting into the big cities and food. Yeah, I mean, I just can't see how, you know, for Democrats it would be possible to win that. I mean, they do have control over big cities and certain, you know, important, powerful areas, but it's like a lot of the food comes from conservative places, and obviously the conservatives would have the weapons advantage. Democrats already lost one civil war. No, it was the party switch. I'm being sarcastic. Just completely dumb to talk about the party switch. Yeah, the party switch happened during the vaccine talk. Remember when Kamala Harris hated Trump's vaccine, then she loved the vaccine after the Democrats won? Just how dumb like the whole party switch thing is. If the Dems get control of Congress next year, the world will renege on tariff negotiations, knowing Dems will steal Trump's power back. Well, I think most of the tariff negotiations would definitely be solved by the midterms, way before. I mean, this is a 90-day negotiating period. So now, but the thing is, if we have tariffs in play, they're in play. It is what you know. Trump's still the president, and if they get set on certain, I mean, it depends what type of power structure is set up within Congress. Ideally, Republicans because the thing is they're going to start the impeachment stuff if they get the House, and that's going to be annoying. Hopefully, it doesn't end up mattering because the Senate is not going to be won by them. Military is mostly pro-Trump. Yeah, military is just Republican in general. A lot of so-called conservative MAGA YouTubers are going Team Carmelo Anthony. I highly doubt that. That's, I mean, I know the Tim Pool stuff, but who else? No, that doesn't seem very likely, man. Conservatives? There were more shootings the FSU shooting? You actually had brown hair, but you've been wearing a wig the whole time to brand for the channel. That's a big commitment by me. I'm an illegal alien from Ireland. Impeach Trump? No. Go back to a liberal channel, man. Go impeach yourself back to... I impeached you. I just impeached you off my channel. I impeached you off my channel. Did you speak about FSU yet? Well, the thing is, dude, there's going to be like graphic stuff from here, and I don't want this to get demonetized. That's the problem. But yeah, I mean, there was a shooting, and there's definitely videos you could see where the shooting is... You could see, like, nothing crazy graphic, but... We'll have to make a deal with China. He's all dressed up today. That's a nice height difference. That's the type of height difference women like.
Are you starting to make a trading deal with the EU? Your message to Italy, sir. Your message to Italy.
Great person.
Prime Minister Maloney, can you make a deal? Trade deal?
Deport them all from... Yeah, we'll just deport any liberal from the channel. Oh, man. NBA Finals prediction. I think the Cavs will win, honestly. Mike, thank you. Tim Pool needs to accept that he is bald or book a flight to Turkey for the hair plugs. Either way, wearing that dirty hat has to go. The beanie, yeah. He wore it during his meeting with Netanyahu, apparently. And Netanyahu was like, you need to take that off. It's disrespectful to Israel. And he's like, I can't take it off. I don't know. It's just weird, man. She's kind of sexy. Yeah, for her age, she's... I mean, there's a reason Elon was interested. OKC is too powerful. Yeah, OKC will be a hard out. OKC is a really good team. Keep up the good content, brother. Thank you for the 5. I appreciate it. Master. that sounded weird. That is his name. That was his name. Oh, man. Your girlfriend said she likes my vlogs. When's the last time I even did a vlog? Maybe like 3 years ago. Maybe 2.5 years ago. I don't know. Make the West great again. We can do it together. I mean, Italy is more conservative. That's true. So is Poland. So maybe they'll do something. I don't know. We're not going to do that again where you go around. This just gets weird when the chat does this. Talked about the allegations, Trump deporting even criminal American citizens. Oh, to the maximum security prison in El Salvador. Well, they would have to be really hardened criminals, I think, for that to happen, honestly. Let me get closer to this because I'm probably muffled. He ignores my chat. DG, you're saying I'm a Jew? I'm an Irish Jew. I'm joking. You're right about Busch Stadium, Mike. I appreciate it. Cubs fan in Belleville for 3 months. Made it to 6 card games. Awesome parking. Easy metro link to the park. Yeah, Busch Stadiums, they do a great job. You know, they've had attendance issues the past few years. The Cardinals have. It's similar to like the Giants. You remember the Giants used to sell out every game in like from like 2010 to 2016, and then they started having some attendance problems. But the Cardinals are having attendance problems now because their team is just, you know, they used to be so good every year. They were like a model franchise, and now they're average, and people don't like it, I guess, the fans. Thoughts on the Twitter race war going on with the Carmelo stuff? It doesn't really surprise me because it's, yeah, especially with the way that the Anthony family has reacted to this, taking all that money, boasting about it, having this press conference, the Austin Metcalf's father saying, no, it's not race related, and kind of getting trampled. And I mean, obviously you have the situation to where he gets stabbed in the heart, and then you've got the black people defending Anthony saying, no, it's self-defense. I mean, based off of the police report, it clearly was not. It's not like Metcalf had a weapon or anything and he was scared about it. So, I mean, this is one of those situations to where it's not too surprising. And obviously now with Musk, to where everything is, you know, you can say what you want. I mean, imagine Twitter in 2020 with Musk in charge, and what would be happening in terms of the free speech. So think about that. The crime around Bush is, well, yeah, I mean, St. Louis, it's not surprising. But they still have a nice ballpark district, or ballpark village is what it's called. Yeah, they put a ballpark village up around, like, right outside, like, behind left field out in Busch Stadium, like, 10 years ago, maybe. Run for president in 2036. Yeah, I don't think that's too realistic. You saw a video of a black woman sipping a Starbucks. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Sipping a Starbucks with unalive people around her. The Tucson killer and Carmelo think we're in the precipice of a race war. I mean, dude, I think if there's one more thing that happens, but that was kind of like today what happened with that situation with the black woman sipping the Starbucks or whatever. She had the Starbucks. That's kind of like, but if there's another situation that's clear cut, like another with white and black, then yeah, you're talking about something like that. I mean, we want to, and especially with the summer coming, and you know, there's a lot of protests going on against Trump and everything. I don't know, man. We need it to simmer down. Yeah, people always say race war 2.0, civil war 2.0 will happen. Hillary Clinton has called Americans to stand against the deportation of the MS-13 illegal alien. Yeah, well, I mean, it's just, she's a Democratic propaganda machine. They just tell her what to say. She doesn't have a single independent thought, and it's like, Trump is a Jew simp. Well, then why is he not striking Iran when they want Iran weaker? And he denied them that. Think about it. Think about it. Oh, Israel wants to strike Iran. They want U.S. support. Trump told them no. So, I mean, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Carmelo Anthony's trial will dwarf Luigi Mangioni's trial because the Democrats leftists need... Oh, man, both of those. Ugh. Yeah, well, with Mangione, it seems very clear-cut, and it's just this healthcare thing, to where it's like, oh, he's justified because of the amount of the healthcare problems for the United States and people not getting coverage. And we do have a horrible healthcare system, there's no doubt about it, but obviously you can't just go around shooting people because of it. I mean, it doesn't solve anything. Like it's such a like they're like, oh, this will be the start to solving the healthcare problem. Well, it's so much deeper than a single event doing that. It's so messed up. Your RN teacher was mad about conservative Texas med laws. Well, I mean, Texas is a conservative state. Trump attacked Yemen and the Houthis. Well, yeah, that was a global international shipping lane that was being disrupted. And even JD Vance came out against that in those text messages that got leaked. The U.S. officially lost the trade war the moment U.S. exempted Chinese electronics from... Well, you can't say we've lost the trade war yet just because you consider that Trump giving in to a degree. We have to see what the negotiation is. I mean, we could position ourselves in a great spot here. Just because there's something that happens to where there's an exemption doesn't mean we lost the trade war. We haven't even seen what the negotiation is with China. Letitia James, does she go to jail? How about that? How about Letitia James? What goes around comes around, I guess. What, mortgage fraud? You're back? All right, man. We get it. You're back. It's the third time you've sent that in chat. I've been seeing that message, man. I see it. You're telling me you're back. I get it. Russell Brand went off on Katy Perry. I mean, who cares about Katy Perry? How is the trade war even affecting China? You don't hear much about it. It's crippling them. No, I don't hear much about it either, but obviously it's not, it hurts them more than it does us. Because they need that mark. Well, I mean, you could argue just because of the amount of tariffs we put on everyone that there might be more of an impact because we're tariffing everyone. But we're going to be negotiating with these countries anyways. Biggest export from China is electronics. Yeah, but you understand it's still only 25% of the imports. So for you to say it's the biggest export, just say it's 25% was exempted. So 75% is still tariffed at 145%. Katy Perry went to space for... I don't know why people care so much about that. Who cares? You can never escape the fruitiness. Oh my goodness. Show Gaza Trump video? Come on. What, the AI one? That was from like 3 months ago, man. That was from 2 months ago. That's on with that. That's old news. The electronics still have 20% tariff even with the exempt. Yeah, everything is still tariffed. They just got the electronics got brought down to 20%. That's the difference. Boy, this is a useless thing. This trending function. Like, I don't even know what any of this is. Oh, there's Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, well, this is what I said about. Well, now we got to see this. Content top. 100K dislikes. Yeah, I tried watching this. I don't even know what this is with H3. What even is that? Some liberal infighting with Palestine and Israel, and Ethan Klein is Jewish and Hassan, and they're fighting. They don't meet the criteria to be an astronaut. Well, no shit. This was a photo op for advertisers. You'll never convince me people who tip $4 restaurant tabs gave 200. Yeah, no, I agree with you, man, 100%. Where's that money coming from? He has risen, Jesus Christ is King. Absolutely, and I appreciate that donation. Katy Perry peaked when she shot whipped cream out of her rack. Yeah, I mean, I haven't really heard anything relevant about Katy Perry in like a decade. You searched FSU and immediately saw leftist accounts exploiting the shooting through a political lens. Obviously, they're going to immediately call for gun control anytime there's a shooting. That's just the reality. I mean, they asked Trump like 10 minutes after it happened, are you going to look at gun control? What a dumb question that is. You think Trump is thinking about that 10 minutes after a shooting happens? Like, Daddy DG, my lord. Boy, these donations, man. I mean, it's like you got a threshold of $2 and then you get this is what happens sometimes. Chat is weird. Yeah, the chat is, it's a bit odd. I don't know if it was... I mean, I had a historian on yesterday. I thought it was good. And now the chat's just going crazy tonight.
Just to follow up, if I may, your entire campaign does seem to be predicated on putting you in the front and hiding the people that stood in lockstep with Justin Trudeau for the last 10 years. You're kind of hoping that Canadians won't connect the dots, that the people standing behind you in your caucus walked in lockstep with him. Regardless of what you say right now, Stephen Guilbeault made the carbon tax's life work. The man that moved Paul Bernardo from a maximum security prison is now your chief of staff. I'm wondering how you reconcile this and how you can trust their judgment when they thought those ideas were good ideas.
I'd say a couple of things to that rather odd question. First is that the candidates in this election for the Liberal Party, I mean, you go and see when I make an announcement. I don't think I've seen you at any of them, but next time you can come. And you will see a wide announcement. I don't think I've seen you at any of them, but next time you can come. And you will see a wide range of the candidates that are there presenting themselves. So, for example,
it just sounds like a robot to me. You should look at Asmongold's chat. So many dumb leftists. Does he have a lot? Well, it seems like he's gone more right, but people say he's independent now. He's like center right. Yeah, I guess that's a good classification for him, center right. I need to stop distracting you. What does that even mean? This is abuse. Carney looks like a Joe Biden clone. Yeah, like 10 years younger version of Biden. Like a 15-year younger variant. And he even has like the voice as well, like just the AI robot. He's got even better, like, AI robot voice. Sounds like an AI. Weed coin. Dude, I'm getting pissed off about it. I really am starting to get tired of it. We need something. Can we have something, or am I just going to have to sell out of it? I mean, I made money off of it as if I sold right now. Because I bought down here. The problem is, I thought we would at least get 5 or 6 million. The coin just has been stuck. Oh, it's the 18th tomorrow. All right, so... Well, listen, we're losing runway. We're losing runway on Weedcoin. We're going to run out of runway. We're going to crash. And when it crashes, it's going to crash, meaning the price is going to go way down probably on the 19th or 20th. So we're running out of time. But the question is, can we get a pump before the 20th? I mean, it is only the 17th. What level gooner are you? Dude, this threshold for these donations, man, come on. I'll say a beginner. Remember remember the movie with James Franco and Seth Rogen called The Interview? They were trolling Kim Jong-un. Yeah, I remember that, and they didn't allow the movie to be released in theaters. There was a whole international outcry over it, and it was just on Netflix. I remember watching it on Netflix. Cinco de Mayo coin. I don't know. I haven't looked to see if there is one. $16K. This is probably the only one that has traction. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, who knows, man? Who knows? Wow, it's 80-20, Carney. U.S. recession, up to 56% chance. Like, this is the problem with the Fed decision. This is why Trump's pissed. Because look at this. No change now leads in June. I mean, if that happened, that would be insane. But there would be a big problem about that happen. I'll tell you that much. There'll be a big problem if there's no change in June, especially if there's no change in May. Sell weed coin? Yeah, I mean, dude, at this point, it's like I'm tempting it. I'm tempted to try and to make a profit off of it. Because it's just, I'm sick of losing money off of this. It's just losing money for being greedy, trying to hope it goes up. Star Wars coin, May the 4th. I'm surprised there's not a big Star Wars meme coin. It feels like it would have a good community for it. Same thing with like SpongeBob. You'd think there'd be like big meme coin for SpongeBob. DeepSeek founder met with NVIDIA CEO. Carmelo Anthony's family calls the police on Austin Metcalf's father after he showed up at the press conference. You goon to me every night. Well, that's... You're trolling.
Deport all undocumented immigrants. Voters favoring the government trying to deport all 11 million of them. Back in 2016, just 38% of voters wanted the government to try to deport all 11 million undocumented immigrants. Compared to where we are in 2025, 56%, the majority. The American people have come a long way on this issue, much closer to Donald Trump, and I think that's a big part of the reason why Americans are increasingly saying the country is on the right track.
Yeah, I mean, this is like a poll that I think, or maybe this is a new poll, but this is kind of the change that we're seeing with immigration, which is, we're thankful it's happening. EU will make a tariff. She's sure EU will make a tariff deal.
You claim that you want our country to respond with strength.
Man, what is with those podiums? It's like this dystopian, futuristic thing they have going on with this debate.
But after the last decade, half of which time you've been Justin Trudeau's economic advisor, our economy is weaker than ever before. It's been the worst growth in the G7. We've lost $500 billion of investment south of the border. You supported blocking pipelines in Canada that gave Donald Trump and the U.S. a near monopoly over our energy. And now you want to keep in place Bill C-69, the liberal no new development law that blocks us from shipping our resources overseas. How could you possibly think it's a good idea to give the Americans a continued monopoly on our energy projects when you have seen how much these liberal policies have weakened our country over the last decade?
Let Mr. Carney respond, and then Mr. Singh.
Sure. If I may, yes. So let's go to my record. My record is a month long as Prime Minister. And this goes to the heart of coming to the Americans with strength, but doing the right thing for Canada. Within the first week as Prime Minister, I sat down with all the premiers of the provinces and territories, as well as the leaders of the Indigenous peoples. Got an agreement with all the provinces and territories, doesn't happen very often, got an agreement for them to have one Canadian economy instead of 13, first point. Secondly, to commit the federal government to do its part by Canada Day, so free trade in Canada by Canada Day. Thirdly, the federal government to commit with respect to project reviews.
The question was about pipelines.
I'm getting to it. Thirdly, one project, one review, and relying on provincial. Yes, it is possible under. It is possible on our system.
No,
it is the impact assessment. It is agreed on under the impact assessment framework, and we have a cooperation agreement with British Columbia already. We're looking forward to them with the other provinces. We will move forward.
Got to let Mr. Singh's turn, please.
Of course, we agree around having a strategic response.
Dude, what in the... Oh, the pink? Oh, man. But, yeah, you talk about the closer to 20... Yeah, the amount of illegals in the country is a lot more than 11 million. Dude, this guy is such a little bitch. Just look at him. It's just. And did you see this dude? You should look at this dude's tweets, and it's just this pretentious, like, nepo, I'm better than you. Like, his personality just, from the tweets that I saw, he just looks like someone that's horrible to be around. Like, seriously, if you look at some of his tweets. He's like, oh, but do you actually know this? Shut the fuck up. Rule 35. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Yeah. Pink. Oh, man. Did you actually know? It's like the thought police with Sam Harris. You can't talk about this. Shut up. Tulsi Gabbard blocked Trump's administration from joining Israel in bombing Iranian nuclear sites. Was that seriously Tulsi? I mean, I think Tulsi was one of them. A few different members that blocked it. Yeah, they probably tried to fix Carney and told him to talk like a normal and human. Federal debt is on an unsustainable path. Ugh, yeah, when you got a $2 trillion deficit, it's not sustainable, and you got all the debt maturing and the refinancing of the debt, which is going to create more debt. It's a never-ending spiral. Nice, it's already 5 p.m., only 40 years left. That was a loud whistle I just did. Oh, we need James Carville to say some dumb bullshit again. Did you see Massey's Real ID tweet? Yeah, I saw that they were apparently against that. They were against the Real ID. They think it's like another thing for the government to track you. He's a poser libertarian. Why is MAGA influencers caring about female astronauts? I don't get the obsession with it. To me, it's a bullshit political stunt. Who cares? I never really was interested in looking at that. Like, oh, they went in orbit or some shit. Who cares? Was Luigi the shooter? Eyebrows didn't match the photo on the mask. You don't think he shot the CEO for healthcare reasons? Yeah, I think it was him, honestly. But, I mean, I know there were definitely theories going around about it. I would have to see the eyebrow photos again. Watched your Muhammad Atta main video. Need more content like that. Yeah, that was a video that people requested that video for a while, and I was like, it wouldn't be monetized, but then it got monetized. But yeah, I mean, I could do a lot on 9/11, but it's just tough because of the monetization restrictions. Do a video about the Las Vegas shooting. Stephen Paddock, is that the one you're talking about? Dude, I remember that because I would have been like just going into my senior year of high school. That was like October 1st, 2017. Yeah, that was crazy, man. And there's a lot of speculation about that because no one talks about it, and there's a lot of weird things about it. I mean, there's always going to be weird, wonky things about like mass shootings and stuff like that, but I remember seeing that. It's insane. Terrible. Did you talk about the Freemason guy at the FSC? No, I didn't talk about a Freemason. I didn't talk about that. Apparently the shooter was the sheriff's son. He wrote a book review on the Unabomber's Manifesto. Yeah, he's probably influenced by him. You been to the airport in Maine that Atta flew out of before connecting Boston part? Well, yeah, he did it because it was less security, but there was even less security back then because that's before TSA. TSA was because of 9/11. So you would have had very little security. And there's also other video of security footage of Atta in Boston. Or maybe that they only had security video of him in Maine. It was like the Portland, Maine jetport or something. Conservatives won't win any civil war. LOL. They are all on TikTok and Twitter. A lot more liberals own guns. No, I don't believe that at all. And also the land, just the way we can restrict their food access. No, I think that's bullshit. More liberals than you, because I always see that too about liberals being like, oh, we're armed and stuff. Yeah, okay. How organized are you? How many people in the military are conservative versus liberal? It's like, Garcia is out of prison. El Salvador? I don't know. I thought Bukele said he wasn't leaving. False? They're saying it's false. The representative for Carmelo Anthony family blaming President Trump today at the press conference, calling Trump a bigot. Yeah, I mean, it's all old shit. Blaming for what? Blaming Trump for what? His kid stabbed a white kid. And it wasn't even like, but it's all so tiring with these people. Conservatives act tough, but their women divorce them, their girlfriends dump them, and most of them just post videos. None of them are gun touting. Dude, it's not, come on. It's and listen, I don't like doing a dick measuring contest about a civil war, conservatives versus liberals, but just based off of land ownership and access and control of food supply, I can't see liberals doing well at all. But I mean, I think the country would lose in a situation like that. Who's the idiot that said liberals have more guns than conservatives? Well, dude, because they all say we have to arm ourselves now, so they must have more guns, because someone on Twitter said liberals are badass now, and they arm themselves. Because one person said it. Oh. But I don't want there to be a civil war, obviously. I think it'd be terrible for the country, and I don't think there will be, but people always talk about it. Yeah, I know. The main reason blacks are supporting Carmelo for Rittenhouse wasn't even white on black crime. It was white on white. And then they lied about it. They said Rittenhouse shot two people in the back. But why would you even mention Rittenhouse? That wasn't a race crime. And also, that was a self-defense. It was ruled self-defense. They were shooting at Rittenhouse, and then they chased him with a skateboard. They chased him. So, but it's like they have to create these false equivalencies based on other situations to try and justify their horrible point of self-defense. So notice what they do. Civil war would end with someone invading America. No, they would just let it, they would let America eat itself, I would imagine. Maybe after. The bitch Carville is the worst. Yeah, this guy, it's just this constant grift with this dude. He just says wonky stuff to try and get on the news. It doesn't work. Nobody cares anymore, dude. Oh, they already got this. U.S. imports from China down 60%. Well, hopefully that means there's domestic production. Rittenhouse was on the ground. I know, it's a false equivalency anyways. If they don't want to make a deal, we'll make it for them. What, on the deal with China? Have you heard about Ashley St. Clair going? I heard something where some New York Times article or something. What is that? I mean, knowing this, it'll probably show up right away. All this gossip stuff. And then they go back to March 31st. Like, what the hell, man? I mean, if it's true with her, if she's getting paid, like, if she got $5 million and $250K a month, how is she angry about this? I mean, she's like, well, Elon abandoned the child. But I mean, if you're concerned about money, how is that a big problem? How is money an issue? If you're getting that much in child support, I mean, because Musk is so wealthy. Oh no, it was absolutely, with Rittenhouse, it was absolutely self-defense. You even had some liberals admitting it. I remember arguing in Rittenhouse's favor, but they tried to make it like, oh, a white kid gets off. Because it's always got to be, no matter what, if the white kid gets off, you know, he gets ruled self-defense, we're racist, it's in our history, and so it's all the identity, it's all the racial politics when it comes to this stuff. Why was Austin Metcalf's dad just staring, saying nothing? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, I wonder what he'll say on terms of why he was there and stuff. It's interesting. You're telling me to look at the Bukele tweet? Risen from the death camps and torture, now sipping margaritas with the senator from Maryland. Remember when liberals said he was in a death camp and Trump's a fascist? Wow, look at this dude. Man, this is all a photo op. Boy, El Salvador's got nice vegetation, though. I'll tell you that. Man, I thought he was in a terrible prison system in El Salvador. Maximum security. Rate Trump's presidency so far, scale from 1 to a 10. 11. No, I mean, look, it's incomplete right now. It's like a 7. But I mean, you know, obviously I'm very happy Trump is in. You mean the Dems were lying? Oh, man. The Dems were lying? No, that couldn't have happened. They're not the ones that spread misinformation. It's Republicans. They told me. I mean, MSNBC said it's Republicans. They spread all the misinformation and lies. I mean, come on. He gets the honor of staying in El Salvador's custody. Wow. Yeah. And the senator and the senator's been arrested. What if he's just like, and the senator has been arrested for trespassing? The senator has been arrested. He's been ruled illegal. So he's just in El Salvador, not in prison there? I don't know. It's really hazy on where he's at, but they kept saying he was in this maximum security prison. I guess not. Logan Act? Yeah, they never actually utilized the Logan Act, it seems like. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, even our Supreme Court said he could only be brought back if he was extradited. It's not happening. Did you see people are attacking Ohio State players that shook Trump's hand? Irrelevant. Those people don't matter. I mean, they're just so... Those people are just so demented and so anti-Trump. They're just not to be taken seriously. What if the senator sets up a GoFundMe? He sets up a GoFundMe. Fund a plane trip for me out of El Salvador. He's pulling a Rudolph Hess. I mean, this is not an authorized plane trip, sir. Yeah, hockey. I know what you're saying. Yeah. AI generated image. AI has gotten really good. Yeah, they got the new AI systems now. Did you see the fat recruit who went to Michigan? Who, Bryce Underwood? I mean, he has put on some weight, that's for sure. Have you seen the speech Carmelo's parents gave today? Yeah, I mean, I was talking about that. And it's just crazy. How is the... So they're the victim and they kick out the actual victim's father? What are we talking about? They got hundreds of thousands of dollars. And they say the victim's father... Like who's the victim in this scenario? DeepSeek hype wore off. Yeah, but they're gonna release a new version apparently within the next like month. Murkowski bitching about Trump. What's new? Either her or Collins. Did you see the fat dude on the four-wheeler ramming Teslas? Yes, I saw that. Was that video from a while ago? The black dude, the big black dude that was doing it? If that's the one you're talking about, that was a demented video. I was trying to find... I couldn't find the video, but it was from a while ago. Thoughts on the Trump versus Harvard situation? What is the... Is this over speech or something? Like, what is the Trump-Harvard situation exactly? Maybe I'll just search it, I guess. But, yeah, people keep talking about it, but I don't know. Is it like speech? Is it about the Israel stuff? Steve Kerr, what a clown leftist. It was just a loser. Trump won. He got all pissy about it. Same thing with Greg Popovich. Trump freezes grants. This will cost the college billions per year. I mean, I'm not for funding these colleges. They're liberal indoctrination centers. Why should money go to them? Fuck that. This is like NATO 2.0. NATO is a bunch of liberal far left countries. We don't care about protecting them. Well, no, I mean we do, but like just in general, you can see how there's a difference, especially with these Ivy League schools. They're all heavily liberal. You're using DeepSeek? Really? I don't know. I never really tried DeepSeek that much to say if it's better or worse than like Grok or ChatGPT. It's because of Israel. Yeah, well, honestly, I'm not a big fan of that. It's hard to defend that with Trump and what he's doing in terms of deporting some of the people. I mean, they are kind of making it. They're kind of manipulating it and saying, well, he's just deporting these citizens. I mean, these are not even citizens. They're people on temporary visas, or they have like green cards, and then they say like death to the West and stuff. Like I think some of the deportations have been bad, but I really can't defend it. But I mean, some of these campuses are just liberal breeding grounds, anyways. Like, cut their funding off. Remember when the blonde girl that went viral with BLM letters and the fist? Yeah, I saw that video. Did you see? This video was recircling like yesterday because all this stuff that's happening. And with the Eminem lyrics, is that the one you're talking about? It's just unbelievable. I mean, that's an indoctrination right there of a blonde white girl, and that's just just purely college indoctrination with that. Just such a very, very minuscule knowledge in terms of how all of that works. Trump is just a sweet old man. Yeah, I should break that out again. Yeah, when Trump invades Greenland, I'll break that out. I'll just be condescending, just troll liberals. Oh, Trump's just a sweet man. It's a security tactic to secure the island. Do you think the U.S. will have a second industrial revolution with robotics, AI? That's interesting. I mean, there certainly is an arms race right now, but it's the very early stages. Like, when you look at the robots, there's definitely gonna... It's weird because we had the whole fake, I would say, like, fake first variant of the whole... It wasn't really AI, but it was kind of like a different type of technology, and that was, like, virtual reality. And, I mean, I don't know for sure, but it kind of felt like virtual reality and, you know, meta and all that kind of flopped. I don't know if it just wasn't, because everyone's like, oh, everyone's going to have VR. You're going to be playing all these video games. You're going to be doing everything inside. You're going to be watching sports with the VR, and it just hasn't caught on yet. But yeah, I mean, obviously, when you look at like the language models and everyday use of ChatGPT, it's just everybody uses that type of stuff. I mean, it's important to use it. It's 1,000 times better than Google. Google is really obsolete. I mean, the only thing I guess Google could be used for, it depends what you do in everyday life, but I guess like searching something up, like if it's a restaurant, but then you can just use Google Maps. I mean, just Google in general, the search engine is obsolete because of the development of all these AI, even an AI agent. We might have to take Greenland by force. Well, it won't be hard. They don't have a military. Media in Canada making the tariffs look like a whole crisis, which is preposterous, making it sound like brink of war between Canada and the U.S. Well, they have to fearmonger it, especially if they're liberal, because it works in their favor. That's how the liberals really started to find footing in those polls in Canada when they started doing the whole Trump versus Canada thing, and it galvanized the left. I'm sure you know this. Nobody wants real life Sims. Zuckerberg's metaverse, yeah. The Zuckerberg metaverse videos were really bad. But just in general, it's crazy how none of that caught on really. I mean, so I know a lot of kids now that have the VR stuff, and that's like really big. But I mean, I never had a VR set ever, so I don't know how good it is. Did you read about Hegseth and Tulsi Gabbard talking Trump out of bombing Iran? Yeah, I mean, that's what I was talking about. I was talking about that. I did a video on it today. It's obviously exactly what we want. We want to not be involved with that at all. It's not worth it. Whatever Iran does in the Middle East, we cannot have a situation to where we get involved into that and alienate more. It's just not advisable. It can't happen. We're already tired of any Middle Eastern conflict at this point. Iraq, Afghanistan. Yeah, well, is also Harvard going against the DEI mandates that Trump put in place? Is that another thing that's happening? Because I thought affirmative action... I don't know who's going to win the Stanley Cup. I have no clue about NHL. Progressive conservative Doug Ford shits on Pierce, saying if his campaign manager ran his campaign, he'd be winning by a landslide. And Doug Ford. He's obsessed with going against the United States with the tariff stuff. I mean, it's like 80-20 right now in terms of Carney. So we'll see what happens with the Canadian election, but it looks like Carney's the favorite. Please stop using words like grifter, gaslighting, low-key, and based. I really never use low-key. Grifter I will use here and there. Gaslighting I really don't use. I mean, I know those are like trendy words. Based, I mean, everyone kind of uses based. I kind of use it rhetorically, but... There was infighting in the White House on what to do with Iran. You can see limited strikes, but not a full-out invasion. Well, there can't be a full-out invasion, man. Limited strikes. But even limited strikes, dude, people would be very angry about that. But I mean, we'll see what ends up happening with it. It's like, hopefully peace prevails with that situation. That's just what I hope. Awkward language, please. I think that was just like trendy words. Probably that dude doesn't want to hear, he hears a lot. Because people do say the word grifter a lot. You notice women like to use the phrase "don't gaslight me." Well, yeah, that's like, it's like a big relationship thing that they do. But I mean, women gaslight men, men gaslight women. Women do it more, but whatever happened to Blue Sky taking over X? It's never gonna happen. It's just a liberal cesspool. A liberal cesspool. You're never gonna get that. I read somewhere about there being a new competitor to X or something. Who was that was developing? Oh, it was Bezos, I think. Was it Bezos? I don't know. Some tech giant was possibly trying to create some type of social media to rival X. I mean, it'll never happen unless something really bad happens to X. And then you have someone waiting in the wings. The problem is these alternative platforms. Threads just became a complete cesspool, liberal cesspool. Blue Sky becomes a liberal cesspool. And it's not... Also, it's just the interfaces of them suck. So why would you go to a worse interface with no followers? You got to rebuild everything. Yeah, I think that guy that was trying to tell me that, I think he is a grifter. Loki, I think he's a grifter. Wait, hold on. He's definitely not based, I'll say that. But he's been gaslighting me all night. I'm sick of it. Will there ever be a female president? U.S.? I mean, it's close. We've gotten close. Hillary was the closest we've gotten. Oh, no, Kamala was the closest because she was going to take over for Biden. Remember, I mean, Biden really should have stepped down, but they didn't want to make Kamala the first female president as like a... It's kind of like a joke. I mean, you didn't get elected. Gab is the right-wing version of Twitter. Gab, yeah, I mean, Truth Social, Gab. What happened to the metaverse? The metaverse got hit by a crater. The metaverse is done. I remember the sandbox. I remember that crypto project. I think it's still got a pretty high market cap, but you know, those were like 2021 bull run projects. The metaverse, that was big. Love how Hillary and Kamala couldn't win a primary. Well, Hillary did win a primary. I mean, unless you say it was stolen for her, you know, against Bernie, but yeah, Kamala didn't win shit. What do you think about Grok and AI? I mainly use Chat GPT. Sometimes when Chat GPT kind of, you know, they definitely will censor certain things. Then I'll go to Grok and see kind of the difference, the variance of it. It just comes out of the format, the interface that I like using. Capybara.
The question you have to ask is, after a decade of liberal promises, can you afford food? Is your housing more affordable than it used to be? What is your cost of living like compared to what it was a decade ago? And are you prepared to elect the same liberal MPs, the same liberal ministers, the same liberal staffers all over again for a fourth term? Mr. Carney, Justin Trudeau's staffers are actually here with you at this debate in Montreal, writing the talking points that you are regurgitating into the microphone. How can we possibly believe that you are any different than the previous 10 years of Liberal government?
25 seconds left in this segment for you to respond to that.
Look, I do my own talking points. Thank you very much.
And the guy is just such a robot. Well, Gen Z young millennials have grown up with internet culture, meme culture, so they use internet slang in conversation. Yeah, no, every generation has their own things that they use for sure. I know the pink. It's like a highlighter. It's a highlighter. Yeah, they didn't stand for anything. The Democrats. A quick coffee before class. Oh, man. The internet. Do a poll of the Canadian election. These are a bunch of conservatives in the chat. I mean, Paul Vieira's gonna win. If I do a poll, there's no point. How do Canadians vote for such a clown? They're just all liberal, so they'll vote for the liberal candidate. Yeah, there was a shooting at FSU. I believe 2 students were killed, and then 5 were injured from what I saw before I came on. You want Carney to win? Well, I want Carney to win because I want to try and annex Alberta. That's why. Yeah, I do want Carney to win, honestly. I do. Most out-of-touch politician in the Western Hemisphere. Liberals got to nerve to talk about rich while supporting a $100 billion banker. Yeah, well, they have no leg to stand on when it comes to that. You know, in America, they're just talking about it with Musk and stuff because he's so involved politically, but I don't even know how the market's been doing the past few days, honestly. Yeah, it hasn't been doing much of anything. Nvidia down 3%. Nvidia down 6% the last week. Yeah, I mean, the market's it's gonna take time for the market to recover. We really need it to stay down. I don't want to say that like to gaslight people. There's a word. there's a word, but no, but seriously, because we needed to keep it down so we get the rate cuts to happen before. I mean, if it booms, then it's probably going to be higher inflation. Let's talk about movies. Enough politics. Wait, what is tomorrow? Tomorrow's, I think, just a normal day. There's nothing big tomorrow. There's really nothing really on my schedule until the Canadian election that I'm really, I mean, there's nothing else. Debate was all right. You watched half of it. I know. I don't know how much debates are really going to have an influence, because the U.S. debates really don't have a huge influence on the election at all. Is there enough conservatives in Alberta to do something? I don't know. It depends. It seems very unlikely. I mean, you could get momentum, especially considering they're going to be pissed off if Carney wins, but I don't know. They'd have to capitalize really quickly on the momentum with a referendum. You seen the Minecraft movie controversy? What, with a chicken jockey where the theaters get drenched in popcorn? Dude, and now they're like this is the type of stuff like these comedians now, and so the edgy thing, you know, so these comedians, they see political culture, and so many of them talk about it now, and so they see like the based edgy thing now is to say we're controlled by Israel, and so we get this with Piers Morgan and Tim Dillon, and it's like, really, we're gonna listen to this? I mean, come on, these comedians, Theo Vaughn, like here, and so. Well, did Tim Dillon talk about Trump not telling Iran, telling Israel you're not gonna be able to nuke Iran? I mean, did he talk about that? But I mean, I get it, but it's like this culture thing with the based bullshit. What about when Trump said that the Haitian immigrants were eating the cats and dogs in Springfield? Well, that was true, and immigrants do that. It's like, I mean, there's been reports of swans being eaten in community ponds, and that's happened in the United States. I mean, and there's, you can see videos of that, and you know, maybe Trump embellished it a little bit, but Piers Morgan is pro-Israel. Yeah, Piers is just he's just pro-war involvement, honestly. Well, he's obsessed with Ukraine because he's worried about what Russia's going to do, I guess, to Europe. Quite a few times, debates were significant. 84 and 88, similar situation regarding free trade with the U.S. Libs were supposed to win, but conservatives did well in debates. Well, I mean, maybe it will have an impact. I don't know. Have you been to Canada? Yeah, I've been to Canada, but really just the Canadian side of Niagara Falls.
I think if you care about free speech, you have to be concerned with deporting people that attended protests that were critical of Israel. It doesn't mean you agree with everything those people said or any of it. It means...
What is he in a flower bed? He's in a flower bed. No, I mean, I agree. I think it's bad, but it's like, there's a lot of other stuff going on with the administration.
That if those people have not committed a crime, and you cannot show that they are financially supporting Hamas or in any tactical way, and they're out there speaking freely at a protest, writing op-eds, deporting them.
Remember when Piers had who was the one guy? Jordan Peterson, and Peterson started crying, and Piers was like, he was like trying to hide a laugh. He was like trying to hide it.
Because they've been critical of a foreign government, seems to feed the conspiracy theories that the United States is acting and doing things at the behest of Israel. What you want to do, if you're creating a political culture, you want to try to prevent people from drifting to the extremes.
Dude's literally, why is he in a flower bed? I mean, it's just a terrible green screen. Where is that in freaking... flower bed wearing... it's just a strange backdrop.
That should be the whole point of creating any type of political culture, is to say there are lines that people aren't going to cross. They're not going to get into Holocaust denialism, or they're not going to go, on the other side.
Yeah, well, that's what they always do. Anytime a comedian has a big special coming out, they appear on everything. And so, they'll talk about something and then they'll be like, yeah, your Netflix special is coming out. Yeah, I mean, these guys just, all they do is criticize Trump. It's just constant criticism of Trump. But Trump came out and told Israel to fuck off when they wanted their tariffs lowered. That happened. Remember when that happened? Remember when Trump told Israel to... Trump said, it's not going to happen. You're not going to be able to bomb them. I'm not allowing it. You're not bombing them. Trump said it's done. The support is done. So Trump's come out against it, so I don't know. But I mean, the anti-Semitism stuff, it's, it's because they're not citizens and they're here temporarily. I don't know. Y'all are platforming him. This is what he wants. This is really, I mean, the video is going to get millions of views whether I platform him or not. Come on. Why do they always use this photo of him? It's like the state mandated photo. So, I mean, I had to tweet it once, like 3 months ago. It's just always this photo. It's like he's looking arrogant, like, oh yeah, I'm better than you. They force use this photo, and then it makes Trump look bad. It's annoying. China sold Bitcoin. All right, we'll buy it then. We'll buy the Bitcoin. 15K, that's rookie numbers. We have 250K stockpiled. The Winnie the Pooh photo? Oh, you can't say that. He doesn't like that. So many cases about these stories. Yeah. The latest mess blamed on Trump is the real ID mandate. Yeah, I've heard about that. I'm gonna have to look into that. They're saying it's, what is it, government overreach. They'll be able to track you now. You can understand why you would want an ID system, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a slippery slope. I would say that. Prediction on birthright citizenship ruling. Well, they're gonna have to reinterpret it, and then I think they're gonna have to clarify that it is being used, or the 14th Amendment is being abused. I think they're going to have to clarify that, and it's not being used in the way it was intended for based on the context of the time period in which the amendment went into law. That's what I think they're going to say, because it really wasn't. It's based off of slaves and ensuring they have rights, and their sons and daughters and grandchildren all have rights. It was not about the way that they're using it to where any of the anchor baby stuff. So I think it'll be reinterpreted, but we'll have to see. I mean, they've had some wonky rulings, especially with ACB. But I mean, 6-3 against a 5-4, I guess, ruling. Thoughts on the possible MLB lockout? I think it's needed. I really do, because the players they always bitch and they moan and they cry, but they don't want a salary cap. There has to be a salary cap. The league is being, it's so stupid what the Dodgers are doing and how they're deferring all the money, and there's so much that has to be eliminated. It's terrible. So they can go ahead and have a lockout. They should lock out the entire season for the players. I mean, The players are greedy. They don't want. Every other sport has a salary cap. You're going to have a salary cap. If you don't want a salary cap, you can set out the year. And that's what it comes to with these players. And then they blame all the owners. Yeah, the owners are really rich. They have to be rich. To own a baseball team, you have to be very wealthy. And they want to make money. It's the reality. And then, I mean, think about it. MLB, I think they're the only major sport that doesn't have a salary cap. And the players are like pampered bitches, and then they try and get the fans on their side. Like, we're fighting. Well, then, I mean, put in a salary cap. Put on a floor as well. There's the compromise. Put in a floor and put in a cap. You're the man. Love your stuff. Please keep it up. Devils fan. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It's unfair small market teams don't spend. Yeah, I know. I agree. That's why there should be a floor as well. Vivek tweet. Victors, not victims. Yeah, Vivek is on the campaign trail. I mean, there's no tweets. I don't know what you want me to go to. Dodgers are a joke. Well, yeah, and also how they manipulate contracts with deferred money. It's really bad. I mean, it ruins the whole idea of supposedly a competitive sport. I mean, obviously they can still lose in the playoffs just because baseball is wonky like that. And even if you have the most dominant team, you're not necessarily guaranteed to win. Ohio, right? Hey, that's where Vivek is running for. It's my home state. It's my state. The poll, he was up at like 60 points. I mean, he's got Trump support. It's going to be very hard, especially in the primary, the Republican primary. It's not going to happen. Tom Homan was on CNN today. What, talking about the deportations and stuff? Apparently they got more money for the deportations. I saw that. Like, they're committing the new budget. They're committing more money. Yellow man's burden. Well, China definitely is taking advantage of Africa. They don't call that out. I mean, they take the cobalt. Talk about MLB's problems with salary cap. Look at soccer in Europe. Last 30 years, 10 teams have dominated. Yeah, well, I don't really know how that's made up of, but I know there's a lot of historical ties with like Chelsea and Manchester United, things like that. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this stream. There was a shooting in your neighborhood. Shit was crazy. He thought there were satellites that were coming to get him. Was Nixon really that bad? Oh no, I've heard a lot of revisions on Nixon saying he was set up. You just got here. I apologize. Well, normally, I mean, 7:37. That's normally I'm streaming, man. 8 o'clock sometimes. It depends. Tomorrow, if I do a stream, it'll be later again. I'll say this right now. It'll be later if I do a stream tomorrow. I don't know, like 9:30 if I do one. I'm not sure. But I'll be seeing you guys.